Hey, welcome back to 2DG. We got another beer review.
Yes, we do.
What do we have this time?
It's not Treehouse. No, it's from Founders Brewing, Mango Magnifico, and it says it's a mango ale, whatever that means, brewed with habanero pepper. Just a hint. That's what it says. Picked this one up a little while ago. It's kind of taken a back seat to all the awesome beer that we've been getting. No knock on Founders whatsoever.
But this is bottled and the others weren't?
Yeah. So yeah, let's get it open. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
If I turn it the right way. I got it. We've done, I think, just one other beer. No, there's been, okay, 2 beers, I think, with pepper. The one was from Stone. It was their, I think we did Punishment? Crime, one of them.
Yeah.
The other one was
Crime.
Prayer Artisan Ale's Bomb, which won our douchey for best on camera beer. Alright, so, oh wow, it's clear for a change.
I know, this is bizarre.
There's some particulate floating around in there. It is a nice golden orange color.
You should have rinsed your glass better, apparently.
Did?
Okay.
Question mark? I rinsed yours too. Yeah, nice golden orange color. Nice, say, finger worth of nice fluffy white head. Half a finger if you got big fingers. Let's get a nose on it.
Yeah, and I just want to go back to what you said. We had Crime from Stone, and
Yeah.
that was just a little too much. That was over the top, in my opinion. Prairie Bomb, perfect. It's a good smell.
I want to say, I hope, and I trust them, but I hope that this is all natural.
I hope it tastes like it smells.
Tons of mango flesh.
Yep.
Tons of the deep fruit flavor. Nothing else. And that's legitimate. There's really not really a damn thing other than just fresh mango flavor in here, which I am perfectly fine with, and I do want to...
There might be the slightest nose burn from a pepper, but...
It says it's only fermented with mango and habanero, so I'm wondering... And it is 10% ABV. I'm getting no alcohol on the nose whatsoever.
No, it smells, and I hate to say it, but it reminds me... If you've ever had a Faygo peach, it's got that smell, and I'm afraid this better be natural, not some
I want to say it
artificial.
is. As I was pouring this... and as I said, there's floating little particulate in there, which you don't have any because you came right off the top. But there's, yeah, you can see right there against the light, there's a lot of pulp in there. So,
Think.
all right, let's taste it.
All right. What was the pepper one I did at Founders?
I don't know if you did a pepper one.
No, I did. What was
you
that?
You did the KBS aged in Tabasco barrels.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Tabasco.
In a word, this is delicious. To go a little farther though, pretty much from the front to almost the very back, all sweet mango fruit juiciness. That's when the habanero starts to come in a little bit. It's a sweet heat though, and it's not that strong. It's a tad strong towards the very back. I'm starting to feel the warmth in my throat there. No alcohol in this whatsoever. Masked tremendously by the fruit and the pepper. It's not a very multi-dimensional beer by any means. I'm not even really getting any malt in there whatsoever. But the marriage between the mango fruit and the pepper, for me, is just great.
I'm going to diverge a little bit from that and say that I'm a little bit turned off. It tastes a little bit medicinal. When I was a kid, I used to have bad allergies. I guess moderate allergies. But anyway, didn't have to go to the doctor, but I could medicate with Dimetap Elixir. And that's what I taste. And unfortunately, it's kind of like the grape Dimetap. It's just not a pleasant flavor that I'm remembering.
Number one, he didn't have a problem. But number two...
What does that mean?
He didn't drink it recreationally. Yeah, I do understand what he's saying. It does have that sort of deep medicinal type of fruit, artificial type flavor. I don't believe any of this is artificial, first off.
I hope not,
Yeah.
but if it's not, they are saturating this
Yeah.
stuff with mango.
Yeah.
Which, if they are, kudos, because it definitely carries into the finished product.
I get what he's saying, and it can be a tad off-putting. However, it only lasts for me for a second. And that's really at that point where that kicks in is where the pepper starts to come in as well. So it really kind of erases that, in my opinion.
I think the two play off each other nicely. I can't believe this is a 10% though. The amount of flavor in there isn't really being cut by a high alcohol volume at all.
As I say, if not for the pepper, you could probably drink this whole bottle and be fine.
Well, you could drink it and then it would probably hit you.
Yes, you would be probably pretty annihilated. Anyway, let's pull up on Rate Beer. Okay, I was trying to see if the description on Rate Beer had anything different. And it is, it's a fruit beer brewed with mango and Michigan-grown habanero, so that's kind of cool. Peppers are somewhat local.
I like that.
So it's under the spice, herb slash vegetable beer category, which is kind of like the American Strong Ale category. It's awful. It is a 96 for style, and overall they drop it to an 89. So still kind of in that world-class territory. What are you going to give this one? We'll call it a fruit beer. That's the stuff that we've done with numerous Dogfish Head and other varieties.
This one's actually quite tough for me because that medicinal recollection really bothers me. I know that it's a contribution of a lot of fruit flavor and alcohol and heat, which I associate with the alcohol too. I'm going to go 8.5. I think 8.5 is where I want to put it. I'm just not sure. It's almost too sweet. It's a lot of sweetness, so I'm going to go 8.5.
I would say the depth of flavor is not there, particularly the way I want it to be. It does go from sweet fruit to habanero to a tad bit of alcohol. I'll give it a 9. It is maybe just a tad bit too much medicinal, as he said. But I think that's more contributed to the fact that there's not a lot of depth or range of flavor. And I think if there was maybe some hop characteristic or a little bit more malt in there, it would take away from that tremendously. But fortunately, there's not. So yeah, not bad at all. But if we're nitpicking, that's what we have to take away.
Yeah.
Overall,
I'll go 8.5. It's a good, but it's probably not one I'm going to choose every time, because it is so sweet. There's so much sweetness, so much of that mango flavor that, again, it feels artificial, and it's just a bit overwhelming. Like you said, I think good hop presence might have helped counter some of that. The heat, like you said, isn't that outstanding for habanero. It lingers though, and you get that warmth and tingle in the back of your throat, and it's a little bit. After a while, I'm done with that thought. But without it, there's nothing else. You just have that sweetness. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna stick 8.5 on that.
I'll drop it to an 8.5 as well. It's a good novelty type of beer, or a beer that you can, go to a bar and you want something kind of summery. This would be kind of that, but with also a kick, because most of your summer beers are like 4.5%, 5%. Not a lot of depth. That being said, kudos to Founders for being as big as they are, for producing basically just a core line of products minus, their specialty varieties like Founders Breakfast or KBS or Backwoods Bastard.
Love that.
Yeah. We've had a couple different varieties from them.
Yeah.
We had Project Pan,
Yeah, that was excellent
which
as
was
well.
awesome. The mango, this one's not bad. It's good to see a brewery that's established like them kind of do what Dogfish Head does a little bit,
Yep.
and go out there.
Also, on the plus for them on this was that what they say is in it, you taste.
Yeah, and
So
that's
it's not one of those that claims to have something and you never find it. So.
yeah, that's a big thing for me as far as rating. If you're gonna say it's there in the or on the bottle, I want to be able to taste it, and this, no question.
Yeah.
No question. I would say it's a tad like perfumey as well, a little bit.
Yeah.
But overall, solid beer, and good job to founders.
Yeah, for sure. If you're one of those pepperheads who thinks that heat equals goodness, you probably won't care. This is not carrying a lot of heat for a habanero. And if you do think heat equals goodness, you got to think about flavor.
Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe on the channel. Stay tuned for the trade list, which will eventually, we promise, be up there. Comments, like we said, we don't get a lot of those. It'd be kind of cool to have a conversation with you. If you have suggestions for future beers that we should review, if you want to send us stuff, or if you want to just comment on how you like this beer, take that as well.
Yeah, do that.
2DG.
See ya.